My name is Ace Machete. My major is Marine Systems Engineering 5, and I'm from New Hampshire. I chose Maine Maritime because it has a beautiful campus and the career potential after college is very high. I have an older brother at Maine Maritime, so I have been to this area before, and it was a perfect opportunity to come here. So my older brother has brought me to here. He showed me around, I liked the campus, and then he told me everything that would happen, like RPT and Mug Month, and I thought that would be kind of fun, and it was just an attraction to me. RPT was probably the most difficult thing I've gone through. Yet again, I am young, and I just came out of high school, so it's just a process. You just have to get through it. It's rough at first, but once you're out of it, Mug Month is way easier. There's a lot of time management. I mean, you're an adult now, so you have to be able to do your schoolwork, do everything the regiment wants you to do sports if you're in sports, join a club. It's a lot of time management. That's the most important thing, and you really can't fall behind in classes. That's probably the second most important thing. I'm definitely excited to move on from Mug Month and to graduate from RIC. It's definitely going to give me more free time. Something I would say to encourage somebody if they wanted to come here and they're on the line about it would be that it's a good community. There is so much help here. Even if you don't do well in your classes, you can get help. There's always help everywhere.
My name is Bethany Ives. I'm from Hollowell, Maine. I'm studying Marine Transportation Operations. I chose Maine Maritime Academy because I love the ocean and I want to work on boats, and it's a beautiful place. Soccer's been great. I love it, especially during RPT and Mug Month. It was a great way to get off campus and kind of relax from regiment stuff. It was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. There were definitely parts that were tough, but overall, you get through it and you move on. It was good. I think Mug Month was a valuable experience. It taught you a lot about managing your time, and also with the number of restrictions, it also forced you to kind of evaluate what you value as a person and consider lifestyle. And also think forward to being on a ship. And yeah, it was good. I'm excited that it's going to be over. It went by fast and slow at the same time. Next week will be good. It'll be reestablishing a new schedule. I've gotten so used to the Mug Month schedule that it'll not be starting over, but starting fresh. If you think you might be interested in working on a boat, try the regiment. Teaches you a lot of valuable skills, and you get to make great connections. I love it here. It's not easy. Know that coming in, it's not easy, but you get stronger as a person, and the opportunities really open things up for you.
My name is Leland Segerman. I'm a Marine Transportation Operations major. I came from Oxbow, Oregon. RTP for me, I'd say it fit pretty much what I was kind of expecting it to be, although it did surprise me in some of the leadership aspects. I was impressed with how the strikers, or the people who are in charge of you at the time, were only like 1 year ahead of us, so I was impressed on how well they were doing for just being here for just a year. I'm looking forward to mostly being able to go to the actual muster at a later time than early morning musters. I'm not much of a morning person. I think for me, two things that I really enjoyed was the travel aspect of working on the water, and the whole how it has time on, time off aspect. I really enjoy getting out. I knew I didn't want an office job. That's one of the things I really enjoy about this major in general, is that unlimited license. That gives you such the flexibility. I know, like, I'm kind of wanting to end up on the West Coast because that's where I was from originally. And with the license I'm getting, it really opens the world up. I'm not too picky on where I really want to be working out of. And with the unlimited, I can pretty much work out of anything that floats. I think I'd like to start on the bigger boats, maybe some ocean-going vessels. Like I said earlier, the travel aspect for me was one of the reasons I came here, so being able to go across the ocean, seeing different places, that's something that was important to me.
My name's Claire MacDonald. I'm from Southampton, New York. I'm doing the Marine Transportation Operations degree, and yeah. I've kind of always known I wanted to work in the maritime industry. I chose Maine Maritime because it reminded me a lot of New Zealand, where I'm from, the beautiful scenery. And I knew I wanted to be on the water, and I knew that this was going to be the best option for me in terms of the academic program and just like really feeling like I belonged here when I visited. RPT, it was kind of a shock at first. I didn't really know like what to expect, but I felt like that was almost better. I just like had to keep pushing through each day, and yeah, I was just glad when it was over, and I was proud that I what I had done. But yeah, it was definitely more mentally challenging than I thought it was going to be. So I really had to like dig deep and yeah, just push through it. I didn't know like how much yelling we were going to have to do, so I had to really try to yell a lot more than I thought I was going to have to. And I didn't really know a whole lot coming into it, so it was all just a bit different than what I was expecting. But at the same time, I felt like I was very adaptable, and I just like rolled with it because you kind of have to. And I sort of enjoyed it in a weird way. I've actually really enjoyed Mug Month. I felt like it's been really good, like strengthening like our friendships with other, you know, my peers, and you know, like through the hardships that we've had, like we've grown stronger together. So I've really enjoyed it, but I'm definitely looking forward to RIC when it's over. But it hasn't been awful. I've really loved it. I've like really felt like I'm at home here. I haven't been homesick at all, so that's good. And I just like, I really enjoy just like the academics and everything like that. I think it's the whole Mug Month and RPT really prepared us all well for what, like, you know, the future challenges, and I think it'll only get easier if we just keep those in mind.
My name's Raul Medina Charlie. I'm from Washington, D.C. I'm a marine engineering technology major. You know, I love being on the water. You know, my dad was in the Navy. He's an 05 in the Navy. I've always been on the water, always liked sailing. So, you know, school that was based around the ocean, the maritime community seemed, you know, perfect for me. RPT for me was, I enjoyed it. The yelling and, you know, early wake-ups and the bang was a unique experience. Definitely helped me with my time management, you know, helped me, you know, stay disciplined during that time. Maybe realize what I'm made of, you know. End of Mug Month will be quite nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, standing in front of you is a regimental class of 2027 with their midshipman training officers, commonly known as strikers. Our strikers are those selected second and third class midshipmen who have trained and worked with the new regimental mugs since their first day of regimental preparatory training at Maine Maritime Academy. The color guard members today are comprised of members of the mug class of 2027. Leading the mug class is Midshipman First Class Elliot Lyle, Regimental Operations Officer, who is charged with overall responsibility for the Regimental Preparatory Training Program, and Midshipman First Class Connor Bollier, Regimental Senior Striker, who has the overall responsibility for the strikers. Alpha Company, led by Midshipman Training Officer in Charge, Second Class Levi Murphy. Bravo Company, led by Midshipman Training Officer in Charge, Second Class Emma White. Charlie Company, led by Midshipman Training Officer in Charge, Second Class Colin Cacciatore. Delta Company, led by Midshipman Training Officer in Charge, Second Class Shale Leskowitz. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of Maine Maritime Academy, Rear Admiral Jerry Paul.
Welcome to all in attendance. It is with great honor that I stand before you. To our Commandant and our Commandant's staff and our strikers, I stand before you with a deep sense of appreciation for what you have done to prepare these young women and men for this next phase in their journey of leadership. To the parents, family, friends, all here who are in attendance, I stand here and say to you, you can each be proud of these women and men standing before you. 7 weeks ago, they entered here as individuals. Now they stand here as a team, united by some common goals, certainly some common challenges, and they stand before you as a group, as the next installment to Maine's Leadership College, Maine Maritime Academy. You can each be proud of that. This has not been easy for them. They have come a long way through a steady routine of enhancing their discipline, some sacrifice, reliability, dependability, and the initial steps towards their future profession as leaders. They've come through a lot, but they have come through. To my mugs, I say to you, I stand here with a deep sense of pride and admiration for what you have done, for making it this far, and for what you are about to do. I'm going to just point out that I've seen my share of mug classes, and this one is one of the finest. I'm going to break with tradition for a moment and ask everybody to recognize just how good they look in their khaki uniforms for the first time ever. I also stand before you right now, having stood where you are sometime in the past. I am aware of the sense of pride that you have and feelings of accomplishment. perhaps a little bit of relief as well. You have comported yourself well, and I have watched it for the last 7 weeks and been thoroughly impressed. You clearly are the cream of the crop, and you're going to be one of the finest classes that this academy has ever turned out as future alum, joining myself and many others in this room. It's not lost on me that this is the last time that I will address either of you, any of you, each of you, or you as a group as mugs. Next time that I speak with you or appear before you in a hallway, in a classroom, on this campus, in the mess deck on Curtis Hall, or on a playing field, you will be mugs no more. You will be fourth class midshipmen at Maine Maritime Academy, and that gives me great pride, and it should give you great pride. I would encourage you, charge you, challenge you, going forward, stay the course. Maintain the trajectory that you have learned from INDOC through Mug Month and beyond. It doesn't mean that you have to square corners or square your meals, but it does mean that these lessons that you've learned, this INDOC, if you will, this Regimental Preparatory Training, is not for just a week, it's not for just 7 weeks, it is for life. And you will, I assure you, very much value what it gives to you and what you will be prepared to give to others if you will stay on that trajectory. Resist the temptation to reduce your own standards by imprinting from others who choose to. That is one of the essential elements of leadership, doing what's right even if others don't. Pride yourself in leading others. Pride yourself in being that class that continued the upward trajectory toward regimental excellence, excellence in your own lives, and excellence in your ability to lead others to reach high. Pride yourself in being an essential part of Maine Maritime Academy on the rise. Thank you and congratulations.
Two honor midshipmen under guidance, or as they're more commonly called, mugs, are chosen from each company by their company officers in charge and midshipmen training officers. They are selected because they best exemplify traits of personal growth and excellence, team building skills, leadership, and enthusiasm during the regimental preparatory training process. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Midshipman Training Officer in Charge, Second Class Levi Murphy, announces that Alpha Company Honor Mugs are Garrett Howard from Noblesboro, Maine, Andrew Weaver from North Kingston Town, Rhode Island, Midshipman Training Officer in Charge, Second Class Emma White, announces that Bravo Company Honor Mugs are Jaden Knight from Fayetteville, Georgia, Ryan Moriarty from Plymouth, Massachusetts, Midshipman Training Officer in Charge, second class Colin Cacciatore, announces that Charlie Company honor mugs are Brooke Ferran from Groveland, Florida, Asa Machete from Orange, New Hampshire. Midshipman Training Officer in Charge, second class Brody Hathorn, announces that Delta Company honor mugs are Nicholas Morrill from Jupiter, Florida, Maxwell Page from Portland, Maine. Throughout the Midshipman Striker Training course and the Regimental Preparatory Training process, strikers are charged with ensuring the mugs transition from the highly structured life of a mug into the greater midshipman community. Second and third class strikers are critical to the education of the mugs and are evaluated on their professional interaction with their mugs. The Honor Striker, Honor Assistant Officer in Charge, and Honor Officer in Charge titles are bestowed on those strikers who excel in the areas of leadership, managerial skills, enthusiasm, personal appearance, and the performances of their assigned duties. From Alpha Company, third class Nathan Lilly from Arundel, Maine. From Bravo Company, third class Cole Nashad from Saco, Maine. From Charlie Company, third class Connor Parker from Hamden, Maine. From Delta Company, third class Fox Fernald from Portland, Maine. Company Honor Second Class Strikers are Second Class Lincoln Graff from Searsmont, Maine, and Second Class Anthony Hall from Winterport, Maine. Company Honor Assistant Officer in Charge is Second Class Matthew Eckert from Wiscasset, Maine. Company Honor Officer in Charge is Second Class Emma White from New Sharon, Maine. Throughout the Regimental Preparatory Training process, the four companies compete for the prestigious honor of RPT Honor Company. RPT Honor Company is that company which accumulates the most overall points based on scores secured from Regimental Preparatory Training Field Day, Regimental Operations Officer Formal Inspection, RPT Knowledge Test, Mug Olympics, Drill Competition, Rowing Competition, Motivational Sound-Off Competition, and Enthusiasm. The Regimental Operations Officer, Midshipman First Class Elliot Lyle, announces that this year's recipient of the Honor Company Award is Delta Company. Accepting this award is Midshipman Second Class Shale Leskowitz. Captain Mark Winter, Commandant of Midshipmen, will now administer the Midshipman Oath.
Regimental Class of 2027, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Having willingly enrolled as a midshipman at Maine Maritime Academy, pledge to support the regulations of the Academy, to honorably and with loyalty and devotion to duty, preserve through trial and hardship in completing all tasks assigned, and to adhere to the highest standard of conduct befitting of the title of officer. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Regimental Commander, Midshipman First Class Peter Shelton, will now give some remarks to our newest midshipman.
Congratulations are in order for each and every one of you on achieving this significant milestone. For the past 7 weeks, you successfully navigated through challenging circumstances, managed stress, and adapted to a new environment. Opting for an unconventional path in a field of maritime studies has already set you apart. And the obstacles you've conquered will undoubtedly contribute to your success and progress becoming an accomplished merchant mariner or professionals in any domain. This accomplishment stands as a testament to your commitment to the goals you set the day you embarked on your RPT journey. The lessons you've internalized during your training period should now serve as guiding principles as you enter the next phase. The responsibility now squarely rests upon your shoulders, but remember that you're well equipped for this challenge. Should you ever require assistance, it is crucial to recognize that you will always find support at Maine Maritime Academy if you're willing to seek it out. Effective immediately, you've transitioned from being Midshipmen Under-Guidance to being recognized as First Class Midshipmen. The impression you begin to cultivate and the connections you forge will significantly shape your future within the industry. Always bear in mind that the regiment is larger than any individual, and being part of it is a privilege contingent on upholding the shared values we've all committed to. I am genuinely thrilled to welcome you into the regiment following the tremendous effort you've invested. Your readiness to embrace the role of midshipman is unmistakable. I trust that you will persist in bringing honor not only to yourselves, but also to all those who tread this path before you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give one last round of applause for the class of 2027.
I'm an MTO major, Marine Transportation Operations. I'm from Carabasset Valley, Maine. My dad is an alumni here, but the past couple of years I've lived in Park City, Utah as a ski patroller and moved back to be a student here. I'm a non-traditional student, but it's been a great experience so far. All non-traditional students Even the veterans that have done boot camp and basic training all have to do RPT. To be in the regiment, you have to do it. I found out about MMA from my dad, obviously, since he was an alumni here. And he was a first assistant engineer on oil tankers. So I knew what the life he was able to have and the life he was able to provide us. And that was something that was a very incredible thing to see, and something I became interested in myself. I really liked the idea of working in bulk and having months off to be able to, my dad, for example, be a ski coach. We love to ski in our family, so I wanted to be able to ski and not just on the weekends. I also just really enjoy work like this, really hands-on work, problem-solving work where every single day is different. I've never worked on a ship before or a boat or anything on the water, but I lived on one of the tankers my dad used to work at for over 2 weeks. So I know the lifestyle to an extent. Moving forward, I'm really looking forward to more hands-on classes, especially coming from a liberal arts college first. Going to this school, it's very, very unique in the sense that all your classes have to do with your career. And it's really helpful to have classes that are going to either help you on your Coast Guard exam or help you in your career or both. So I'm really looking forward to more hands-on experience and more time on the ship. If you're a non-traditional student, like I was, unsure that this even exists. I am 25. I was very apprehensive on coming back to undergrad. I thought I was going to stick out. I thought I was going to be very weird, and it's not.
I'm Quincy Parker. I'm from Lee City, Texas, and I'm a marine transportation operations major. I always wanted to go to the maritime field. My dad kind of inspired me to do so, but A&M Galveston does have a basketball team, so that's kind of what brought me here. So for RPT, I had really no clue what I was getting into until it actually happened. But it was hard the first couple of days, but after that, it really gets you closer with your classmates and it gets you to bond with them, so it really wasn't all that bad. I think RPT was a great experience coming in. I think it helped prepare us for Mug Month and all 4 years here. I feel like Mug Month definitely helped ready us for everything we're going to go through here, but it wasn't that bad as everyone says it is. It's just, you have to go through it. It isn't that bad. I've always wanted to go because my dad, like a little kid, looked up to my dad. Always wanted to be like my dad. So that's really what inspired me to go on the maritime field. My dad he's a captain down in Houston. I had never been really anywhere outside of Texas, just where I'm from in Texas. But I love Castine. It's beautiful out here. It's a great experience. So my goal has always been to be a Houston pilot. So it's had that set in stone. I'd like to do that. If I was talking to another kid, I would definitely tell him to come to Maine Maritime. I think it's a great experience for everybody.
My name is Ryder Searcy. My major is Marine Transportation Operations, and I'm from Indiana. I chose Maine Maritime because I was up in Maine on Westport Island, which is not too far from here, and there was an alumni I was helping out there, and he told me all about it, and I didn't want to go to regular college, and I thought driving a boat sounded way cooler than learning calculus, so that's why I came here. RPT was interesting. Like, I had a really good time. I got yelled at a lot, but it was exciting at the same time as really annoying. But it was definitely, it helped. It helped for everything here. Kept me on the straight and narrow. I'm worried about the RIC this weekend because I've got the guide on, so I have to not mess anything up, and then we have to march, and we're not the greatest at marching yet, so that's a little nerve-wracking. Mug Month has been awesome though. I haven't had any serious complaints. I love it here. I haven't seen it in winter yet, granted, but so far it's been amazing. Yeah, I love the campus, even Curtis Hall, somewhat.
My name is Daniel Snee. I'm from Washington, D.C. My major is Marine Transportation Operations. Well, I knew I wanted to be a mariner, and this seemed like the best school for it. I visited Kings Point, and they seemed kind of different. They didn't seem like they were preparing to be mariners as much as they were preparing to be in a military school, it seemed like. Well, I never really sailed from the city, so that wasn't really the draw. It was more about having a reasonable career, a salary where I can own a home, or a home and a house, and also have time off, you know. I would be working a certain amount of months, be off a certain amount of months, so I kind of like that idea. If you want to be a mariner and you want to be a good one, come to Maine Maritime.
My name is Isaac Renshaw Saramoglu. I'm from Bangor, Maine. I'm here studying marine engineering technologies. I actually chose Maine Maritime because when I was about 2 years old, I started coming to visit. My parents really loved it, and I've just been around Castine ever since then all the time, so it's pretty much set in stone when I was pretty young. RPT, I would say, I thought it would be easier than it was for the first 2 days. After the first 2 days, you kind of get into a routine. Everything feels normal. You're just repeating the same thing over and over again. And it gets kind of easy. You start having a lot of fun. And I mean, it just becomes routine. And I liked it a lot. I had a lot of fun during RPT. At the end of RPT, I was very scared about Mug Month because there was a lot of things they put in place. They tell you that it's going to change after that first week. It sounds scary. Once it started, it wasn't scary at all. After I graduated, I was definitely thinking I'd probably work on an oil rig somewhere. I honestly really prefer coming to school in Castine, partly because I feel like I can get a lot of cardio that I've been needing the last couple of years, just getting into my classes. And also the classes are a lot smaller in size. I feel like it's more intimate with the teacher. You're not in a big, giant lecture hall with 300 people, where if you're confused, good luck finding an answer to your question. I think Maine Maritime opens a lot of opportunities after college that other schools you won't get at. I also feel like going to Maine Maritime, you'll gain a lot of tendencies and routines, and just overall, you'll learn a lot that's going to help you throughout your entire life. Being in the regiment was probably the best choice I made when coming here. I thought about not doing regiment, and I feel like doing it, I've become a lot more structured. After RIC, I am definitely most excited to have more time in my hands because our schedules are completely free and we can manage our own time, which you've learned a lot about managing time through Mug Month and RPT. And also, I get to eat what I want in the mess deck. That's exciting.
Hello, my name is Chris Packard. I'm from New Jersey. My major is Marine Transportation Operations on the deck side. I chose Maine Maritime because I've been around boats pretty much my whole life. I've always wanted to join the Coast Guard. And after coming to this school, I figured I would fit in pretty well, and it seemed like a really awesome environment. So I found Maine Maritime by the captain I was working on the boat before. I used to do fishing with him commercially, and he kind of advised me towards maritime schools. And when I was visiting them, Maine Maritime really stuck out to me as the best maritime academy I visited. So I would say RPT was definitely a bit of a shock. I mean, I definitely was not expecting it. But I mean, once you kind of figure out that you're all in it together and you really create a good bond with the people that you're with during RPT, because you all kind of go through something together, so it's really bonding. And looking back on it, it was honestly a fun experience. I mean, during it kind of sucks, but we all had a good time together. Yeah, I would say it's very valuable. I mean, we all definitely changed a lot from that 1 week, just in terms of being able to listen to instructions and follow orders. You kind of get used to you're never right during RPT, but it all just kind of becomes one. You get used to it as you go. I'd say Mug Month is definitely a bit of an adjustment. I mean, I'm not used to being around the same people so often. You're living with them, you're doing weekend events with them, you don't really get away. So you definitely kind of have to get used to being around certain people. But I would say that I'm really tight with some of these people. I mean, after just 1 month, I definitely know some of these people I'm gonna be friends with the rest of my life. I really like it because it's easy to stay focused here. Honestly, there not being much going on makes it easy to just lock in and study or go to the gym or participate in other activities. I know if I was going to another college and there were always parties going on and stuff like that, I probably wouldn't be involved with the fire department or the Coast Guard Auxiliary and stuff like that. So it just gives me more opportunities to use my time to do extracurricular activities. I would definitely tell you to come. I would say the people here are awesome, and the bonds that you make with them in such a short amount of time. It's really just I love the people here, and they're some of my best friends already.
My name's Claire MacDonald. I'm from Southampton, New York. I'm doing the Marine Transportation